Oh shit, yes man, were you there?
Man.
Did you watch the show?
No!
Did you see how Team Night Attack totally defeated Team Mikey Newman?
Anyway, there's no such thing as team.
You guys did beat the over-under pretty handily, I will say. Not to...
I mean, not for nothing, but
No,
like,
no.
of all the topics, Queeby, come on.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know that we're obsessed
could
with
he know?
Queeby. And by obsessed with Queeby, I mean we're friends with Meryl Barr.
Yes. And to be friends with Meryl Barr means you get to hear all of the Queeby hot goss.
Do you know the new Queeby show that they're promoting now that
hot goss?
the trials are almost over, the 3-month trials are over? There's a new show from Will Arnett where your horoscopes are like cartoon animals, like Horseman, Jackboy, and they work in an office together, and they're your daily.
Sounds like
horoscope.
Clone High to me. Only
No, it sounds like
safer in
BoJack
India.
Horseman,
And
right? Because
there's
it's
a
Will
horse.
Arnett?
There is a horse in there too, I believe.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a Cancer to do? And the Taurus. The Gemini is a pair of birds, and I think that's one of the weirder representations of Gemini.
Yeah,
I've seen.
I thought Gemini was two sexy ladies, right? Twins. Literal twins?
Yeah,
Yes,
usually, yeah.
twins. I tend to.
twins.
But they're all animals here.
Boy, they are. Talk to me about last
Yeah.
Thursday.
And twins. Wait, does nobody remember and twins?
No.
Everyone
I love
remembers
it.
Twins, right?
And twins.
And twins.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Bud Light does like
Oh,
there's
got it.
football and baseball and foosball and food and twins.
Oh, no, we have to just.
No, Coors Light.
I love playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those twins. And I love them too. Here's the football.
Hoorah!
And twins.
Chat. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Remember that?
Get me
Remember
worked
twins?
up.
Ugh.
Twins.
That was rapped by Carmen Electra.
That's right. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's take a look at some show bits.
All right, look, Justin, I got to know.
Yeah.
Like, at what point am I just going to be embarrassing myself? Because it's just going to keep growing and showing.
I mean,
Oh,
like,
he's talking
do
about
you have the ability to get a haircut?
we could do
It
an
sounded like you were at.
episode of it.
Wait, no. I'm asking, like, do your local laws permit barbers to exist?
Probably not, actually. They're about to roll everything back because things are getting scary again in Austin.
Yeah, it used to be you could if you had an appointment.
Yeah.
I wonder. if
And then,
they're gonna change
unfortunately, like the very highly publicized account of somebody who had COVID and was giving haircuts was at a Great Clips, which is the local joint.
it.
Just down the road.
And I like a great clips too. I like my great clip.
Yeah.
But also, my understanding is that maybe one of the parties involved in this decision thought your hair was approaching maybe a limit of length.
Oh.
Your wife
you
maybe
mean body?
doesn't want it to
I
get
don't
longer
know.
than that.
I think she's kind of fascinated to see like how long is he gonna like it's like
Is this the longest it's
she's
ever
not
been?
in the car, she's just watching me race towards Dead Man's Curve, you know, so she's kind of fascinated. It's the longest it's been since college, since we started dating, I guess.
Since college, okay.
Yeah.
I say fuck it. Let it go. Yeah, man. No, just go. Go
All
with
right.
it. Why not?
That's where I'm
I
at.
mean, like, look at it like this. Like, and you know, everybody, the wolves come for us all. But at a certain point, like, are you ever gonna get a chance to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna just grow my hair out
That's
super
what I was saying.
long
Like
ever
to
again?
me, it's not about so much the length of hair, so much as this time there will never be more forgiveness than for looking however you want to look than right now in the rest of my life. So it's like, fuck it.
I'd make it a bit on
Fuck
fucking
it.
Modern Rogue that like just like build in moments where there's like luxurious Brian hair shots. Like try to work in a luxurious Brian hair shot in every Modern Rogue episode.
I mean, it doesn't hurt
until you
that
cut
one
it.
of our sponsors is, boner pills and hair growing things.
Fuck yeah. Oh my God. Are you kidding? Like literally just do the straight ad read with a slow motion of you fucking in like a beauty, like, hair moving back and forth. Like do that ultra slow motion and then just read the ad copy straight. And it will be the fucking favorite ad of the Modern Rogue faithful.
Yeah, right. I'm with you.
You do have to say fuck it. all the time. Let's take a look at the show.
Fuck it though. Fuck it.
Is that meth? I do like how concerned you became.
These little dime baggies do
They
kind
do
of
look
look,
like meth.
especially the white ones.
My refusal to answer your question.
It wasn't that it was meth. It was just I don't know why you were holding it up like it was a thing. Like I was just like I was confused by the presentation. Really.
I mean, the idea was me fidgeting, like, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna grab the nearest object near me.
He was doing the shy boy.
Yeah,
you couldn't
exactly.
see, but he was also
Yeah.
pigeon-toed under the
Gotcha.
camera.
Yeah. No, it looked like you were just fucking excited for whatever was in that bag.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe I just want to eat these earbuds.
We also had Center Justified.
Center Justified.
Oh, okay. We can work that.
Oh shit! I wouldn't even think about that.
I like Tim Tam Flim Flam.
Tim Tam Flim Flam
pretty
is
good.
fucking.
That
pretty
might
good.
be the best because it builds up and it leads.
No.
Bury
Or
me
Zip
with
Zap
my
Zooey.
golden Mikey quiz. Oh, Zip Zap Zooey's pretty good. Shaq Papa John.
I'm always for whenever Mikey's on, just picking the fucking most like big big bop boppity oopity oops or whatever that he made and a jam slut
Jam
chopper
Slut
joint.
Jumper Joink.
A Quibi
Like
show.
Mikey is always good for one ridiculous fucking name, and today's was Zip Zap Zooey.
Skirt.
Skirt.
I couldn't believe Skirt was real. I couldn't believe that one was real.
Oh no, that one has like, Quavo gets a paycheck for doing fucking literally an hour of work.
If it's real, I'll get Queeby is pretty good at summarizing, the whole point of the show.
But it does put Quibi in the title.
Yeah, which
That's
is
fun.
a bit of a turnoff.
Wait, is that people don't click on something with Queeby on
I
it
think
anymore?
people have heard
I
of Quibi.
think
The
our
bitch has
gang
to be
has-
banged. That I'm sure that'll go over great in 2020.
It's better than fucked. You will get a little scrolling. Hot Goss. Very funny that he tried to roll Hot
Yeah,
Goss.
right?
Goss.
like
Hot
our
Goss.
favorite made up.
Hot
Hot
goss.
Goss.
Wait, was
Papa
that
John
was
and the general walk
initially?
into a bar. Yes, yes.
I'll put that
Wait,
in the
was-
show
was-
notes. That's a good quote.
Was Hot Goss in Twitch Ain't Nothing But Pitches and Shows?
No.
that was to
That was to gossip. Hot Goss
That
was
was
like
to
when you
gossip,
had the
Yeah,
air
we
blower.
Yeah, Hot Goss.
smoke
Yes.
up, and then there was that time that you almost used instead of an canned air. It was,
almost used
you
the
almost
carbon
used
dioxide, the extinguisher.
amazing. It's like you're all like, "Hey, I'm gonna do the bit." I'm like, "No." He's like, "No, but it'll be funny."
It would have been funny.
Would have been funny.
All right, let's get through the one vote here. All right,
Golden arm of an asshole.
let's see up at the top. I think it's Tim Tam Flim Flam or Zip Zap Zooey.
That's a real sentence that we said on our comedy show.
Tim
If we're
Tam Flim
making
Flam.
Tim Tam Flim Flam.
That's my pick.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
Tim
thank you
Tam Flim
to
Flam.
T. Lipker and everyone who uses the exclamation mark S command to submit show titles. I'm going to spend a few minutes and write an email to our friend.
There's ever so often a brief moment that I don't have there's every so often I realize that I am not experiencing complete appreciation for the insane life that we get to live. And then I say, employee, I say Tim Tam Flim Flam should be the title of this episode. And then,
How's decisive?
yeah.
Uh,
So good.
dude, it's a weird life.
It's a wonderful life, man. Hey, so get me back into You Must Remember This, because I only listened to the one season, and it was the Zippity Doodah one, and they overplayed their hand, and it left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, the end gets into as soon as you leave the world of the 30s, and like I think like all that shit of like how the movie came together and the book and Disney and his like commie hating, it's like all that shit's like, oh, that's like the good stuff. That's like the like shit I didn't know, like how the sausage is made, Hollywood studio system kind of stuff. When it gets into the legacy of
Well, obviously, what this meant was, and it's like,
yeah.
ooh,
I think-
I
yeah.
can't follow you there. What are you doing?
So, the season they're doing now, and this is Karina Longworth.
Taking a moment.
Oh, I wonder, Justin. I think.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I think your internet had a little hiccup, but you're back, and we love it.
Okay. Yeah.
In
I
fact,
think
we just made a
you guys are
Quibi
actually
original about-
farting here now. I think the Twitch just went down.
Oh, who farted? Was it our side or theirs?
We are
A
not
Quibi
seeing any
original.
dropped frames. And
Okay.
the fact
All right.
that
Yeah. Looks like it's back then.
Okay.
Okay. So the season she's doing now is basically an unpublished Hollywood memoir. So it's like there's no Karina Longworth taking it wherever she wants to go. It's literally a very
She's
interesting
sticking to the
unpublished.
facts.
Well, I mean, she's telling a woman's story
Yeah.
that like her book will never be published because she didn't want to publish and she died, but she lived this like insane Hollywood life that touched a lot of interesting shit in the 60s and 70s. And she's got a great you watch Mad Men, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the daughter of the like department store, like the department store heiress that like falls in love with Don Draper or is like dating Don Draper, and like
that sounds
the second
like
or season.
after I fell off. I only really gave the first season a full go.
All right, so she actually is the voice narrator for the woman, and she's fucking great. But it's really good. I mean, like in terms of like, imagine you took an interesting person that wrote a manuscript but never published a book. They died, and then you interviewed every relevant person that would stand to be interviewed and got a great voice actress to put her own words, bring her own words to life, and then you just had Karina Longworth narrate the rest of the story, basically, and that's what this current season is. And then I went back and listened to her Charlie Manson thing, which is like 12 episodes, and that I think is probably where she like supernova. That was like the moment where she was doing old Hollywood history, and then she did this Charlie Manson, this 12-part Charlie Manson series, and that's where she became gigantic.
Is that the one that was on Wondery? Charlie, let me see if I can find it. Doggone it. Because if she was behind that one, I hated that even more. It was like a Wondery. It was like a play almost.
No, this is not. This was not. No,
Young
it is
Charlie.
the-
Young Charlie. That's what it
No,
was. It
no,
was,
no, no.
Oh my goodness, I didn't like that one at all. It was all.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, no. This is in the same vein of the
Serial style, trying to figure out the truth behind the thing.
No. I mean, it's the same thing as what you heard in the I will say of all the, you must remember this that I've heard, the only time that I have ever heard Karina Longworth editorialize along the lines that she did in the latter episodes of the season you listened to
Was in
were
that
those
one.
episodes.
Okay. All right.
Like,
So
that was the only time that I've ever really heard her say and obviously this is because of this. And
because
it's like,
this
otherwise
is, they're a racist and there.
yeah.
I figured it out.
Otherwise it's pretty much just like, you could imagine at the time that they would think that this is the case. She's usually like, I mean, and even in the Charlie Manson episode, she's the only editorializing she really does is like speculating how much people really knew based on their testimony. So it's like she does spend a lot of time questioning how much Charlie Manson believed in what he was saying, for example. But other than that, there's not a lot of her like editorializing, beyond what the facts are.
Yeah. That Young Charlie series, I really didn't like it at all.
Well, I have never heard of it,
That's
and
fine.
I will
Allow me
now
to
avoid
slander
it for
it
the
in
rest
front
of my
you.
life. Yeah.
No, it's didn't care.
But yeah, no, that one was really, really good. Like, and again, a fantastic fucking like the boredom you felt during the first half to 2/3 of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you had listened to this, you must remember this thing.
All
you'd
that
be
would
like,
feel electric. Yeah.
You'd be like,
You're
oh
like, that's
shit,
the
this
thing.
is
That's the place.
exactly
That's the
this
guy.
fucking.
That's the
Or even just the idea of like, she sets a great scene of just explaining like where Hollywood was in the late 60s. That it's like you have these electric stars that are blowing up, but it's early in that. Like Easy Rider comes out in like 68 or something like that. But the studios are stagnant. Like all they're doing is the same old shit. And so now when you look at like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt as like, oh no, they're stalwarts, they're dinosaurs. Like, and the meteor literally just hit. So it's like, they're not just random actor. They're like, fuck, like either these guys got to start going to the Whiskey a Go-Go and doing acid and becoming totally redefined people, but they obviously fucking don't trust or hate hippies, like, or otherwise, like, that's it. The shit you used to be fucking great at, like, yes, you did miss your moment, like, because it's not just you aging out, culture moved on.
Right.
And she does a great job of explaining.
And then meanwhile, you have that moment of the world tossing. Sorry, we're on the Quentin Tarantino movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The world tosses him a bone in that, guess what? Old Hollywood is still here, just on the other side of the world.
Yes.
Who wants to go experience old Hollywood?
It's like, oh, well, that's where money is.
Yeah.
Money, you have to go fly to Italy and be there for 6 months so you can have this. And then it's like, it's funny because I really wonder whether or not Tarantino listened to that series before he wrote or while he was writing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
On the nose, or
there's just like, and this might just be shit that like she is only synthesizing books that were written about that period. So maybe it was just she did a great job of synthesizing that period and he did a similarly great job of synthesizing that period. But even the idea that like Leo DiCaprio, spoilers for fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, minor spoilers, he like goes to Italy and then comes back with an Italian wife. It's like there's like that was just like the thing that happened when American actors went to Europe. Single American actors went to Europe and like, oh, you just, things happen. Like you just meet a foreign girl and she's your wife now. And now you come back to Hollywood.
You only encounter so many doe-eyed people who are telling you you're great before one of them ends up with a ring on her finger or whatever.
Although, by the way,
Bryce, do you want one of these?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Shit. Fuck. Oh, by the way, Roman Polanski. Complicated figure. complicated figure, and that's something that like that series goes way deep into.
This is me putting a pin in that conversation
Yeah.
as I get another beverage and go to the restroom.
Xmodem says, I have a surreal, irrational aversion to her voice. I enjoyed the pod, but something completely subjective irks me listening to her. She's got a voice. She's got a voice, and either you can appreciate it or you can't.
That's always
And
really tough because, like, it's as someone who is self-conscious about their own voice and has taken a good amount of work to, you know, be good hearing it in my ears right now or after the fact. That's tough. That's something that's very difficult, and it's something that is very difficult to. It's as far as first impressions go, very difficult to overcome.
Well, I think she has a stylized voice too.
Oh,
Like she
speaks like this, old timey talk. See,
not far off. I mean, it's like all right. So if I'm gonna do, and for whenever I get into like Raise the Dead mode, I start getting very analytical about other podcasts that I'm listening to's voices. But it's like it's the reason why I've started doing the like Dan Carlin voice on the PX3 show.
Yeah.
Where it's like Dan Carlin, whenever have you listened to Hardcore History?
I think he sounds like this.
Okay, so that's his narrator voice.
Okay.
But then, and Dan Carlin is a fucking genius at this. And let me make this clear. This is not me making fun of Dan Carlin. This is me honoring the fact that he is brilliant. He speaks in fonts. And so when he reads quotes, he never makes a big deal about it, but he just speaks in the same voice for quotes. And it always is like, so here, do your Dan Carlin impression.
I think this is what Dan Carlin might sound like.
When he's reading a quote, they all sound like this, substantially different from Bryce's very accurate Dan Carlin narrator voice.
Oh, interesting.
End quote. So he does a very deliberate kind of thing.
To make
And
it be
so,
different, I mean, legitimately different voices, which is like smart. Like,
fucking brilliant. Again, he speaks in fonts. Like it is fucking like, it's something that I've thought a lot about in doing Raise the Dead. And so Karina Longworth, she in like the stuff that I picked up the most from her is that like nobody is better at selling the dramatic thing that's about to happen. So it's like Karina Longworth will talk in these big looping sentences, and they're never more clear than when she wants to leave you with a thought. Like they are, but her entire cadence is like this almost like you're in a club in like the 1940s and there's like the lady that's heard it all and seen it all and like, let me tell you about Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson's you know, like he's got his own way of living. Like, you know, she's not full care
oh, I think we just.
for a radio operator.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, man, interesting stuff. Podcasts, check them out. Yeah, welcome back, Brian.
What do you think about that sing-songy cadence? There's part of me that wonders if Hacking the System wouldn't have a second season if I leaned into that cadence, which I have a personal aversion to and refuse to do. Like
it depends on what you're going for. Like I think that and I don't know how much you want to get into, you know, the hacking the system like process, but like
I mean, just basically like it's not really a hacking the system thing. It's a reality television thing.
Well, I mean, let me finish my point here. Like,
Sure.
If you know where you want to, like, I think voices, right? Whatever vocal affectation you want to have, like, if you know where you're going and you know what you want to do with your voice, then do it. if you're doing a thing because other people do it, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like it is like, so for where you were in hacking the system, you had no reason to speak in an affected voice. You're like, no, the point of hacking the system is Brian is showing you shit. So Brian's going to talk like Brian because nothing reads like honesty. So I'm going to be honest with the viewer, and the viewer will respect me more because I am being honest, and like, I'm not talking like a car salesman. Like, you're talking like you. And I think that's real. Like, I think for You Must Remember This, she's doing a show about you hearing the real sauce from inside Hollywood. So like, there is, especially in a world of make-believe, the person who tells you the real story about the world of make-believe can have a bit of an affected voice. Or like Dan Carlin, he's reading you, like he's bringing you into history. And so therefore he has to have the history voice. And it's like, that makes sense. Like, it's fucking intense. It's locked in.
Yeah. Maybe it's like the weird middle ground, because like Dan Carlin, what he's doing is he's turning on a mic, and you could tell this is, his 6th, 7th, 8th take. And he's just talking off the top of his head. He was thinking about the movie Terminator the other day, and how the T-1000 was shot, exploded into 1,000 pieces, whatever. Yeah, and like every time feels like he just now had that thought. Whereas something like Serial or any NPR thing really tends to sound like, this is the truth because I'm saying it in a sing-songy voice that proves it was written beforehand. But was it? Music cue, and
then, I mean, that stuff is something that it's like, that my issue is not necessarily the vocal affectation, because I think that like because really like This American Life is the progenitor of all of that specific vocal affectation, like the serial vocal affectation, and that is like a combination of, like, I'm just talking right now, and that's the thing that I'm doing. I'm just saying, but I wonder, is this a false question? Am I literally just asking this question because it's there to lead the audience down a path? I don't know.
And I suppose what I'm wondering is where, like, how close on that, like Radiolab very clearly, Jad and what's his name, Robert Krulwich, who's no longer on the show, but it's like they very clearly have kind of a plan going into it, and it's very clearly not their first take, whatever it is you're hearing, although they both, they're like, whoa, what are you saying? Are you saying that, what is it, like this crazy other thing that's definitely not what we're talking about? No,
big
what I'm
sound
saying,
effect behind him. Yeah.
What I'm saying is the thing we are talking about. Oh, that's interesting. And so you're saying, I don't know, somehow all of that lands, and yet somehow everybody
and by
says,
the way, like X Modem says Stossel, and yes, Stossel does a similar thing in the false question, but when Stossel does it, like, what Stossel's brilliance as a presenter is that he's fucking asking a false question.
Right.
When he's like, I don't know, maybe free money is great. And everyone should have free money at all times because it never runs out. I asked a lady who wants everybody to have free money. And then she goes, I think everyone should have free money. But he's doing that theatrically to set up, like from the jump, watching a John Stossel thing, that he doesn't think that. He's leading somebody down a primrose path as the false, and I think where people get pissed off at John Stossel, the disingenuous setting up of an argument so he can give you the person that's defending it, because he knows exactly how to slaughter them and how he can, like, almost, I mean, to be totally honest, the Daily Show style of slaughtering a fucking innocent lamb in front of you, John Stossel invented.
Yeah.
John Stossel was doing that long before The Daily Show was. The Daily Show just realized you could have comedians do it and it would be funnier and you could just shred these random people. But Stossel was doing that for fucking, it's like I asked a person who I fucking totally disagree with, and I've made this entire segment around shredding their argument, whether or not they believe themselves. I believe myself. Well, then why are all these arguments wrong? What? Like, that's like every Stossel thing. That's every Daily Show thing. But at least, like, he's honest in his dishonesty in a way that the Radio Lab stuff is more like,
It's just a genuine conversation we're having, and we're interacting and making each other laugh as if I just had this idea for the very first time. Oh my God.
I guess the universe is infinite.
No, that's
truth
just
we'll
it.
never be able to find.
No,
Yeah.
listen, according to this guy who has a PhD, imagine this rumbling sound effect. Dinosaurs are sucking dicks. Sound effect of dicks being sucked. And then suddenly the internet's invented.
Yeah. I mean, that's
That's every episode of,
Oh, okay. So I kind of get what I'm missing out on.
I will say, I mean, like, This American Life to me is more of the vocal affectation than Radiolab. Radiolab is more along the lines of something that is like, the like super polished, like audio drama. Like that's where the children of Radiolab are more the like, God damn it. What's the fucking show?
Reply All?
No, Fiasco's the new version of it on Luminary, but Slow Burn. Like Slow Burn would be a news version of Radiolab where they like told the story of Watergate, but it's like, although it's not a back and forth, it is like a very polished, like, I'm telling you a story. Here we go. Like, to me, Radiolab is a lot more honest of a presentation. I identify with Radiolab a lot more than where I think This American Life gets into a lot of like false presentational shit. It actually feels a little bit more like TV to me than it does audio.
Radiolab, you never lose the thread of believing that it's Robert and Jad in a room having some version, however heavily edited, of a real conversation. Like
yes, but that's what's like to me. There's an honesty in let's write a script.
Yeah,
this script. There's no fat in the script. That's how you know it's a script,
right?
Like everything is sparked up, and like whether or not they recorded it live or it was scripted within an inch of its life, it's produced within an inch of its life, and that really is what matters. Whereas like This American Life, which I think is great. I don't want to shit on This American Life or Serial or whatever, but for me personally, and it might be the more like journalism sensibilities, I'm fine with full scripted, full produced. I'm fine with full raw, right? What I don't like is fake raw. And fake raw to me is the MO of This American Life.
I wonder if we're guilty on the Monologue of being what you would classify as fake raw, because we all have the time machine. Like,
I mean, when you were describing the fakeness of radio, I mean, we do try to get a lot of genuine, but we retake stuff
do that
a lot.
Yeah, no. We have a time machine as we explain it, where it's like, and maybe one of us, as we try to say something, we find ourselves walking into the weeds, and then it's just like, hey, let's just do that again, just tighter.
No.
So,
well,
like, I mean, some number of people in the comments are very not coy about saying this is scripted, this is bullshit, or whatever.
I mean, sure, but that's people who are like, fucking the Hulk is scripted. Right. Fucking why does the Hulk turn into the Hulk when why doesn't he just randomly turn into the Hulk when he pees one day? Like, that's fucking pedants and assholes who fucking don't realize that production needs to happen, right?
But what I propose in most of the times when I do respond is some version of, well, I like nothing's scripted, and that's part of the reason I like the phrase unscripted instead of reality television, but nothing scripted. But yes, we do back up and give everybody the opportunity to give a clean version of things, and that means no ands, ums, any of the semantic crutches, no delays or whatever, which can create a overall artificial
But it's
feeling.
like, but here's
cadence
to
it.
me what.
But
like,
at least it's not the goddamn sing-song of pre-written shit. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're kind
Yowzers.
of talking about two different things in that, like, what you're doing is capturing shit live, right?
Yes.
Like, you're looking to say, like, you're on location, you're shooting a thing. Like, do you say it in your own voice, and then if you fuck up or flub or say ams and ums in a way that makes it not presentable, do you re-record it, or do you say it in like I'm a character now, throw another fucking shrimp on the Barbie because I'm not real, like
It's a classic
and I think
character thing to say.
yeah, like I mean, it would be
Justin,
as
you didn't say
unnatural
Broden
for you.
first. You should have said Broden.
Bro.
Well, I don't want to do gimmick infringement.
It's okay. We're on the same team, man. It's Team Night Attack.
Fucking.
Congrats on your
No.
independent win.
It's the fact that you winked at me on that fucking
It's fine.
nonsense.
Bro.
No, but I mean, I think for you, it would feel fucking fake. And so be it Modern Rogue or Hacking the System, like you want to make sure that the take you get is the realest possible take without ums and ahs,
Right.
like without any semantic crutches. But like, to me, when you're talking about audio, you're talking about studio recording. Now you have full control over literally everything, right? Like there's no element of reality of like,
you're
we're in the
crafting a
field,
song.
we're recording this, right? Yeah.
And there's no
So you're
excuse
crafting
for
it from
anything
whole-
to not be exactly the way it's meant to be.
And so when you're adding the imperfections of like, and this is more the single mic stuff than the Radio Lab stuff, but like, the like, I just wondered, like, I don't know, like, what would I do if I were in that situation? Would I call the fucking dentist or would I call my mom? And it's like, okay, there's an element of that you can bring people in, but to me, it should be told and not like the false bring yourself into this in a way that's not in a commanding way. Like I like the way that Dan Carlin does. Dan Carlin is a great way of like when he turns on the put yourself in this situation, it's for a very specific like moment and he gets you out of that moment. So it's like, imagine you're 18, you just came in on the last DC-10 and then you're in the mud and your best friend that you literally just came in here with has been shot in the head. Do you kill the prisoner or do you let him live? That's what they're thinking. Like he fucking
Those are
brings
the
you
questions
in and then
that
brings
keep
you
me
out.
up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's in a way, and this might be very pedantic. We're getting, by the way, if you've ever wanted into my very inner thoughts on podcast production, this is my fucking welcome to my TED Talk. But like that, the open-ended version of that is what happens with This American Life, mostly because it's from a different style of writing. Like magazine writing is more evocative, and that's what that is trying to do, is just bring you into the like, I don't know, do you think he likes me? And now you're thinking about every romantic relationship you've been in and trying to graft yourself, and they leave it open
Right.
because they want your emotional connections on it.
So, separate side question, tangentially related. We can either follow this thread or not. You and me are in like a scientific study. Did you see this?
What?
About attention and where it goes. And so what they did was they ran a bunch of VR experiments and they tracked eye movements.
No, I did see that. Yeah, no.
Like,
yeah, I saw it.
We're fucking
Dude.
cited in some legit ass fucking science. It's amazing.
Brian, I say this now scholarly. That's some crazy trash.
They did that episode too. I couldn't believe it. I was so happy. Oh my god. Have you seen this, Bryce?
I know of it. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I think if you search my Twitter feed and look for cited or something, you may find it.
That'd be easy.
Well. First off, have we ever told that's some crazy trash thing?
I'm certain
have we
have.
explained
But
that?
if anyone's new to it, it's like
Tell the story. I got one more beer.
Okay, we were shooting 3 or 4 episodes per day in Austin over a 2 to 3 day shoot for VR stuff to promote the all-new RAV4 hybrid from Toyota. And we were showing Austin icons or whatever. And I want to say it was like, there's the first night where you meet the production team and you're like, okay, we got to figure it out. This is what we're aiming for. And then we did some of the hard stuff on the first day. But it was like in the beginning of the second day, we visited, what's it called? The Museum of
Junk?
Junk. Yes. Junk is a neutral word.
I believe it's the junk. I believe that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So we go to the Museum of Junk, which is the Cathedral of Junk. That's what it is. Because
my word was that.
Yeah. So the Cathedral of Junk, where we see all this amazing stuff, welded together up way high, and our job is to walk around and be amazed. And it's like, oh man, that's a Millennium Falcon. And in fact, we're seeing actually the beginning of it here. And then it was like, because we were like in it, and when you're in it, it's a bit like being at war or at battle or whatever. Like you switch whatever it is, you switch it on, you switch it off. So it's like we're there, we're in it, we're like, oh, the Cathedral of Junk, what a great idea, what an amazing thing you've done, this is great, you're great. And then we get into our rental car, and then there's that wave of, we got through that, and the words that come out of my mouth are, man, that's some crazy trash.
It's an interesting study too. It's about color and periphery and how they desaturate part of where your eye is looking, and they tested subjects on when they would notice it. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and also I did not mean to be snide or funny when I said that. It was just one of those like your milk is out moments where it's just like the words that came out were
milk is out moment.
Yeah, man, dude, you ever
that's
fucking
some crazy
like
trash?
We all remember in high school when our milk was out and fucking like everyone was like, man, that goose fucking milk, am I right?
And then the teacher calls you up to the board, and then can you give me like a few minutes?
Give me some milk. Says
my
your teacher.
milk is out.
Yeah, and it's like, well, fuck, man, it's out. I would like it to be here, but it's out.
Think about my milk is out.
My milk is out right now.
I know we talked about it on the. I know we talked about the thing on the show. I pull the ripcord if this is too much, but my Quibi trial ran out.
Oh fuck!
And on the very last day,
let's start a Patreon right now. Keep Bryce's Quibi alive. .bandcamp.
.com
.org.
They'll donate all the proceeds.
Yeah.
No, because they did the last, I don't know, big Quibi thing was that they had that Princess Bride thing. Remember the demake with all the celebrities doing the Princess Bride?
Bury her with the arm.
So here's the thing I didn't realize about that celebrity remake thing, because everyone shot it at home using their phones and stuff, but they got like a ton of like to the point where like they changed the casting pretty regularly. So like in the opening scene, it's Fred Savage as the kid, and I think it might be Adam Sandler as the father. No, he's not. He's like second or third version of the father. But then like a minute later,
I don't know shit about this. What is happening here?
So Quibi said, "Hey, the Princess Bride. I'm sure we can get the rights to do that super cheap." And so they paid I think they paid a lot of celebrities at home who are at home. Hey, go with your phone and record you doing lines from not even scenes, lines from the Princess Bride.
Basically they sweeted the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they cut it up into quick bites. But they got, I don't know if they got so many celebrities that, like, even in the first episode, there are 3 different people playing the grandfather and the grandson, and which is already super weird. But the other thing is, I have always watched the Quibi shows in widescreen because I'm not
Because you're civilized.
because I'm not crazy. They shot them all in widescreen.
Yeah.
Well, except for this, they shot this in vertical, and I had this on screen just briefly. But that, what they do with it widescreen then is say, here's the vertical video, and here's a screenshot of this shot and the credit of like who is playing the character and who originally played the character. They had apparently people do covers of the music, and so that constantly pops up saying original score by Mark Knopfler. This is performed by Ethan Gruska.
Man, that's
It is
crazy trash.
It's weird. It's bizarre. I don't know, man. And I don't
So
know.
they just had everybody on their phones. So
a
normally
minute.
what happens?
Mhm.
Normally what happens is with Quibi, they're shooting it in widescreen, but they're like telling everybody, "Hey, make sure the focus of your action is within the center frame thing," which is of course great for the rule of threes when you're making sure everything is always in the center frame no matter what. But like that way when you flywheel, it can go between the two seamlessly.
Yeah.
But this, because they're dealing with people's phones,
It's just
they're
like
like,
permanent pop-up video.
yeah.
It's weird.
Man, it's
It's
almost like you're saying Quibi's not doing it right.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
also seems like a fucking barely Twitter relevant YouTube video that they've decided to make content you need to pay for.
Like this is
Oh,
a
A
everybody
bunch of
tweeting the-
celebrities
yeah.
reenacted
Yeah.
The Princess Bride. And it's like, okay, I feel like I would get about
Like,
20 seconds into that.
I'll give it 2 notches above the ice bucket challenge. That's where I rate you on this idea.
Is this higher or lower than celebs do Imagine?
Yeah, or
Hi.
karaokeing in a car.
Justin says higher. Justin or Brian, what do you think?
Wait, the Imagine thing?
Yeah, is this higher or
I
lower?
guess
than that?
higher.
Okay.
If it's licensed.
Yeah. Well, there we go. It's Quibi.
By the
Not gonna miss you. Oh,
It's happening.
oh, Justin, your connection is getting nasty. I don't know what's up with you.
Is that
dog.
on our end or not? Because we're in the middle of
It's
running
not.
a.
I mean, I fucking don't know, but I'm assuming it's on his end because it's on the video
Shit,
and the audio.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
You're back now.
Yeah.
All right, you want to know what I think is happening?
What's
Huh.
happening?
Because this is on the wireless I pay.
Mhm.
I think people are launching fireworks right into the fucking
No
direct line
kidding.
of sight. Because I can hear them going off right around the time that the fucking internet goes to shit.
Oh,
That-
And
That's
as soon as they
awesome.
go away. But yeah, I think for some reason, fucking like literally the fireworks are in the direct line of the wisp.
well, there you go. Thanks, Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland. Way to fucking be in Oakland.
So how was your 4th? We talked a little bit about it.
Magical. It was great, man. We had the Hamilton and we had the fireworks. The fireworks were nuts, man.
So you were able to make it all the way through Hamilton.
We did. No,
That
we got
shit's
to the very end.
long.
It is long.
It's a musical. I mean, remember that like the people that are paying fucking like $1,000 to see that,
Probably don't
They're
want it
gonna
to be as short as possible. Yeah.
no, they
They-
want it to be.
They ain't there
they
for a
wanna-
tweet.
No, they're there for fucking 4 hours. But I'll tell you what, actually, Bryce, since fucking Brian made you search his Twitter, if you can search my Twitter on July 5th, well, that was
Is
at
this
night.
not? This
This is not it. No. This would be the.
It does look like a Marvel fucking
yeah,
poster. I don't know.
I
I
know.
don't know who this character is, but he's fucking the Lord of the Geese.
The honker.
God damn. Fucking
so-
honk the musical right there.
all the geese were hanging out in this one corner because they were scared of the fireworks, and we have neighbor that is very, very animal conscious. And so she was feeding the scared geese. But if you look on my Twitter, I think there's another retweet of like nobody sets off fireworks like Oakland, but you can see just from the hills the insanity that was Oakland on July 4th. Like it was
Everybody
the
illegally shooting up because there's no fireworks that are allowed, and everybody's like they were declaring their independence from
So this-
California law. Fucking, this is the literal opening to Blade Runner right now.
Yeah.
It needs more ziggurats.
Wow, wow.
But that's like, so we're on our roof and that is happening while we're watching Hamilton. And it was fucking like, it was crazy, but like, it was easily the most fireworks I have ever seen. And I'm from Florida. Like that is saying a thing.
Super cool. A great shot too. Just like a great shot.
Yeah.
I loved Hamilton. I loved the first 45 minutes, and I really
You haven't dug
finished
back in?
Anyway, we'll get there. I mean, we saw the awesome song about the abusive relationship between, King George and America, and we saw George Washington show up and be a boss, and I don't know, did a push-up, ate an egg on it. What else?
There's
we got?
two more. There's two more King George abusive relationship songs that you've only seen Star Wars. Imagine how much you'll love Empire Strikes Back and Jedi.
All right, right on. I'm looking forward to it.
And again,
It's very good.
A cabinet meeting erupts into a battle rap. Bet you ain't never seen that.
Is that the room
And-
where it happens?
Yes. Well, yeah, that's like,
Ooh,
so they do a
I know
battle
something.
rap. They do a battle rap, and then Aaron Burr comes out because he's not in the room, and he sings a song about being upset that he's not in the room. when it
I'm not
happens.
in the room. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Go. So what was the rest of it? It's been a few days since I've seen Hamilton.
Remind me.
Remind me.
I'm not in the room.
Oh shit. All right, we should
Keep going,
probably
keep going,
stop that
keep going.
right there. That
Are
should
we
probably not keep going.
Rap, the musical.
Rippy rap. Oh my goodness. Oh my gracious.
No, I think it's worth watching.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm gonna give it another try.
It's all the famous songs are in the first half.
I
have
mean,
questions about the
I don't
second.
know of any famous songs that are left after 45 minutes into it.
I mean, yeah, like the room where it happens is probably the other. I mean, literally, a dude just wrote a book who tried to bring down the current president of the United States and named it "The Room Where It Happens," and there's no reason that he would name it if it weren't a famous Hamilton song.
If we weren't
So
trying
it's
to
like,
steal some of that Miranda heat.
yeah, he's trying to he's scooping the heat. But yeah, it's a different story in the second part. The second part, though, I actually think you would enjoy the second half more because if you are like me, which
Now
I think
we're
you
into
are.
the tedious matter of the perfection of the institution that we are making of this erection. Article this first will be the. Sorry.
No, I mean, literally, like, it becomes a story where the hero is setting up a central bank and knowing, and that's like the big thing that he's heroically doing. And if you're like me, you are rooting against him. And, like, let me just say that in this version where the camera is very close and you can see the acting disparity between Lin-Manuel Miranda and Daveed Diggs, who plays Thomas Jefferson. You're like, fuck, dude, Thomas Jefferson slaughtered him. Like, there's like a few cheap shots about slavery there, but it's like, fucking, if this were an actual rap battle, Thomas Jefferson would be able to be like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You fucking buy slaves all the time, you fucking weirdo. But other than that, no, it's that's actually where politically, like what you see in the first part is basically like a big drama about a founding father and like, oh, he's going to do it. Revolution, war. The second part is more about the government, and where I scratch my head that they chose that guy to be the government story, like the hero in the government story. It still is fun and interesting if you are interested in kind of the root elements of government, how it works and why it works, which I know you are. So I think that you would appreciate the second half.
All right. Man.
Feeling it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in.
I don't know, Brian. I think we don't do enough podcasting.
We gotta have a conversation, internet. You and us.
We should. In fact, I'll tell you what. We might actually. I don't know whether or not I want to toss this out now.
Toss it out, man. Toss that salad.
Maybe the least effective time to do so. But
No, most responsible. Let's go.
I think there might be a hiatus.
Oh,
Maybe there should be a hiatus on Happy Hour for a week as we figure out the future of Happy
to find
Hour
out if they'll miss us when we're gone.
next week. Maybe next week, no Happy Hours, and we'll just figure out what we want to do with Happy Hour.
Man, I watch Big Time Adolescence. Apparently, that's a powerful move.
I mean, this is definitely the best state of mind for me to make a decision.
Yep.
Like this.
Well, it's,
and we're certainly all going
very
to
end.
remember that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Lisa J just says, "Figure it out." Yeah, I think the vast 100% of everything we've found is that whatever you guys decide to do,
all
people
of our
will be
best
into.
decisions are made in the last 10 minutes of every live stream late on a Tuesday night. We love you guys. Go Team Night Attack. Fuck you, Mikey.
Yeah.
We won. We won.
There we go.
Team Night Attack won.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the spot off my shirt.
That's fine. I'm busy losing myself in the ecstasy of being on the winning team.
So happy hour tomorrow.
Yeah, and every day, forever and ever.
All right, and then other stuff. But everybody have a good one.
See you later.